watching. The smile.
And still undefeated, Gervonta Tank Davis.
What'd you think, man?
No.
No?
I think it was a great fight. I think it was a great fight. It was amazing.
Tank is the best fighter in the world. Tank's the best fighter in the world. And his team's been saying it.
Wants to start fast, let his hands go, impose his will, but he got to put his chin down. He got to be defensive-minded. And Tank, great game plan.
Yeah, actually, no, that was a beautiful knockout. I ain't gonna lie, that was a beautiful knockout. That was beautiful.
How do you set it up in your eyes? How'd you see him?
But
What do you think about Gervonta?
I think Gervonta did good. I think he waited a little bit. I think I feel like he gets them tired first until he explodes on them.
You got to be there with him. If you're not mentally strong, that's what's gonna happen. He's gonna break you down.
Anything else that Ryan could have done differently throughout the fight?
I just feel like he just fought the wrong fight. He was following him around round one.
The fight went exactly as I would say 100% of us expected it to go. I don't think there was very many people that
First, you know what I'm saying, he held his defense up pretty high, so he was able to maintain for a long time. But I think that whenever Tank was ready to close the gaps, he closed.
He tried to fight, but he was unsuccessful. But it is what it is. You saw what happened to him. He got knocked out. He got
His performance. What do you think about Gervonta?
I think Gervonta did good. I think he waited a little bit. I think I feel like he gets them tired first until he explodes on them all crazy.
What next match would you like to see for him? Maybe a Shakur fight, possibly a David?
Tank's always shown that he's very well equipped with skills, and he's strong. So I'm assuming that punch really was the factor.
It's close, but that's what he was all about. You feel me? Rolly got a little comfortable.
it was an ugly fight. It could have been either way, but Tank got him out of
Monster, the modern day Mike Tyson.
What do you think is next for Tank Davis after this? What would you like to see?
I mean, listen, put him in big fights. He's ready for everybody.
Not too much.
What did you think about Tank's power tonight? Did you think he was winning the fight up until the stoppage?
I mean, it was close, but like I say, man, he got a lot of experience, so he's really just setting it up.
You got to go back up there.
Setting it up, taking his time. He's taking his time, just setting it up.
You know, he made a mistake and got a little froggy. He showed the world that he could outbox the champion, and he outboxed him. But thank you, appreciate that. But you know, Tank is a champion for a reason. I told him he has timing and he has experience. Timing and experience are two dangerous weapons.
The fight we were all waiting for just happened, and as expected, Tank Davis walked out with another win. He took down Lamont Roach, just like he has done to so many before him. Another opponent talked big before the fight, claiming he had what it takes to knock out Tank, but once they stepped into the ring, reality hit hard, and not as hard as Tank's punches. Roach came in confident, believing he had the perfect game plan to expose Tank's weaknesses. But just like the 30 before him, he quickly realized that there are levels to this sport.
I'm gonna do me regardless. I told him to leave his mom's and, you know, the people home, and he still brung them. It's crazy, man. It's gonna get bad. It's gonna get bad, man.
The moment Tank figured him out, it was over. A few big shots later, and Roach was out of answers. The fight ended the way most people expected. Tank victorious, untouched, and walking away with his undefeated record still intact. But surprisingly, the talk after the fight wasn't about Tank's performance. No one seemed particularly impressed, especially the big names who were ringside watching. Sitting in the arena were Terrence "Bud" Crawford, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and the man who has been controlling boxing's biggest fights lately, Turki Al-Sheikh.
We're gonna make sure, tell Terrence Crawford keep his name out your mouth. You know what I mean? He talking crazy. He talking crazy. You think about that one?
Nah, it was just some, talking on some Twitter, like back and forth.
And from their reactions, it was clear that they weren't in awe of what they had just witnessed. Crawford, never one to hold back, summed it up in just a few words. Just another win to look good. For months, Crawford has been openly critical of Tank's choice of opponents. He believes Tank has been playing it safe, picking fights that keep his record perfect without truly testing himself. In Crawford's eyes, Tank has been avoiding the biggest challenges and focusing on fights that maintain his image rather than solidifying his legacy.
Question for you, Tank. At 147, how does a fight with you and Terrence Crawford look?
147?
147.
Shit, I tapped that trend. You know he going to sleep.
I already know. I already know he is.
He's just arrogant, Crawford said when asked about Tank's latest win. He wants attention and all, but he should be giving fans good fights, not trying to look good to impress the crowd. Crawford hasn't been shy about making his opinion clear. He believes there is only one fighter who can truly beat Tank, and that's Shakur Stevenson. He has repeatedly called Shakur Tank's kryptonite, the one fighter who has the skill, defense, and ring IQ to neutralize Tank's power and completely outbox him. Tonight, it seemed like Turki Al-Sheikh might agree. Right in the middle of the post-fight discussions, Turki made an announcement that sent shockwaves through the boxing world. Tank has officially agreed to 2 fights this year. Not just any fights, but fights the fans actually want. Turki didn't drop names, but it didn't take long for everyone to start putting the pieces together. For months, Turki has been in discussions with Tank, pushing for him to step up and take on the biggest challenges in the division. The most talked about fight? Tank versus Devin Haney. Turki has been negotiating non-stop to bring the biggest fights to life, and this announcement made it clear. Tank's next 2 fights are not going to be tune-ups. They're going to be the real deal. Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson are the obvious names.
Devin, thoughts on the fight? Thoughts on the fight, Devin?
Haney, the current undisputed champion, has been calling for this fight for a long time. He believes he's the best at 135 pounds and has repeatedly said that he has the skills to beat Tank. In Haney's mind, the hype around Tank is just hype. He's confident that he can outbox him, break him down over 12 rounds, and prove once and for all that skill beats power. Shakur, on the other hand, has been just as vocal. He has long argued that Tank is protected, that his team has carefully selected his fights to avoid real challenges, and now, with Turki confirming that 2 major fights are locked in, Shakur knows his time is coming. What's different now is that there are no more excuses. No more tune-ups, no more avoiding the biggest threats in the division. And just when it seemed like the night couldn't get any more interesting, Oscar De La Hoya dropped another piece. Tank versus Ryan Garcia 2 is happening. No official date yet, but it's happening. Ryan Garcia has been calling for a rematch ever since the first fight ended. He felt he wasn't at his best, blaming the weight cut for draining him, and saying that he made mistakes he won't make again. Since then, his name has been in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Social media meltdowns, legal trouble, and constant criticism from the boxing community. But Ryan sees this rematch as his chance at redemption.
You know, in all of boxing in regards to where you're at in your weight class and how you consistently are just knocking guys out. What's that feeling like when you do?
I feel like it's
Oscar De La Hoya wasted no time hyping it up, saying, Ryan is coming back into the ring with so much energy, and this time, he'll be problematic for Tank, or even Devin Haney himself. De La Hoya has been vocal about Ryan's talent, saying that his power and speed make him a real threat to anyone in the division. And with all the chaos surrounding Ryan lately, this rematch might be the perfect way for him to remind the world that he's still a serious contender. But the bigger story in all of this isn't just the individual fights, it's what this means for Tank's future. Just a few months ago, there were rumors that Tank wasn't interested in working with Turki. He wanted to keep control of his own career, stay independent, and not be locked into any long-term deals.
He's saying I drank. No, I did not. He was eating the day before. Like, we had a media workout. He was eating at his media workout, bro. I wasn't even eating at my media workout. You get what I'm saying? Like, it just, he tricked the people like, yeah, I'm training. No, you wasn't. I just made him have to work.
But now, he's fully in, and that changes everything. Turkey isn't just another promoter. He's not just another businessman in boxing. He's the one making all the biggest fights happen. He's the one putting up the money, setting up the deals, and making sure that the best fight the best. With Tank now working directly with Turkey, it means the biggest fights in the division are officially unavoidable. Haney, Shakur, Ryan, these fights are no longer just possibilities, they're happening.
He didn't know how good I was and how I would have handled the situation, so they just threw me out there. He was hurt. I mean, not even hurt, he just...
Crawford knew it. That's why he was there watching everything unfold. He has been pushing for these fights for months, demanding that Tank step up and prove himself against the best. And now, with Turkey pulling the strings, there's no more room for excuses. Tank made a statement tonight, showing once again that he's still the king of the division. He still has the power. He's still the one everyone is chasing. But now, the real test begins. Because no matter how many knockouts he racks up, no matter how many wins he adds to his record, the only thing that truly matters now is if he can beat the best. And with Haney, Shakur, and Ryan all lined up, we're about to find out if Tank is really as untouchable as he claims to be.
It was a professional versus an amateur.
The thing about Tank's fights is that you always know what's coming, just not when. A knockout. It's just a matter of time. And at the weigh-in, Tank knew it too. Same old, he told the crowd. I've got to give them what they want to see. He never said much, never needed to. His fists always did the talking. For Roach, the real question was if he could survive long enough to make this interesting. Could he avoid the kind of shot that turns the lights off? Could he shock the world and do the impossible? It was a long shot from the start, but he believed. And the people around him believed too.
Boxer. For everybody to be talking shit to Gervonta, it don't be coming out good for them, my nigga. I'm just keeping it real.
He obviously is a superstar. But just because it's who he is, this don't change no program that I got going on. I'm here to win. I've been coming to win. And I think the same result will happen on December the 14th.
At the weigh-in, Roach came in right at 135 pounds. Tank looked a little drained, coming in at 133.8. It had some people talking. Maybe Roach had an edge. Maybe the weight cut hurt Tank more than usual. Roach was feeling himself. I told him this shit is real, he said after facing off with Tank. I'm one of the best fighters in the world and I can't wait for you all to see it. Promoter Tom Brown was pushing that same angle. Champion versus champion. Baltimore versus DC. Who was the bigger man today? He was selling the fight, making it seem closer than it really was. Roach's team felt good too. His co-promoter Gary Jonas kept repeating it. Roach wasn't scared. He'd known Tank since they were kids. He'd fought him twice in the amateurs. The advantage Lamont has is they go way back, Jonas said. Psychologically, that's an advantage over the other guys who get all intimidated by Tank. That's the thing though. Knowing Tank doesn't mean you can stop him. Even with all that talk, all that confidence, Roach was the underdog for a reason. He was stepping up in weight, facing a guy who had knocked out 28 of his 30 opponents. This wasn't just about skills, it was about power, and Tank had it in abundance. Roach was good, solid, technically sound, but he had to fight the perfect fight. He had to be flawless for 12 rounds.
Would you consider you and Gervonta friends?
Friends? Probably.
Is it going to be hard to go in the ring and fight your friend?
Not at all.
Are you all going to be friends after?
Yeah, why not?
Either way it goes.
Both making money.
But you guys are making each other bleed.
Hopefully I just make him bleed.
Oh, true.
And then there was the bet. Tank and Roach made some kind of wager after the weigh-in. Some lip readers guessed it was 20K. Others thought it was as high as 250K. Maybe Roach really thought he had a chance. Maybe he just wanted to prove a point. Either way, it didn't age well. Roach kept that same confidence in every interview leading up to the fight. Sitting back on a Zoom call with Dazen, he was calm, collected. "I have no doubt in myself, my skills, my strength, my will," he said. "We're going to put it all together." He promised a career-defining performance. The fight might not even look like how a lot of people expect it to look, honestly. It's going to be a real spectacle.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's going to go. Tank going to be losing the first 3 rounds. Then he's going to download the data. Then he going to knock this dude out in round 7 or 8. Then he going to do the backflip. Then Jim Gray's going to get in the ring, or Caleb Plants for what.
And to the critics who doubted him, he didn't care. "They'll just have to wait and see," he said. For real. I couldn't care less about the doubts they have." He spoke like a man on a mission, like a fighter who truly believed he was about to shock the world. But belief doesn't win fights, and when that bell rang, reality hit. We saw it unfold exactly how we thought it would. Roach tried, he really did. He had his moments, but they weren't enough. Tank did what he always does. Took his time, found his range, and when the moment was right, he closed the show. After the fight, Roach wasn't the same.
It's gonna be a party
And
on
I'm
your
gonna let y'all know something. His father was up here shaking on the what's the name? He was shaking on the
Thank everybody that played a part in it. My team, Roberto Diaz, Gary Jonas.
On my kids, he was shaking on this thing. On my kids, he was shaking. How you gonna say it's cap? It gotta be. You gonna say it's cap? I'm watching it. Gotta be.
The fire he had before, it was dim. He was already talking about stepping away, maybe for good. That confidence he carried into the ring, it was gone. This was always going to be the biggest fight of his career, the one shot at greatness. And just like so many before him, he fell short. Anyway, what people can't stop talking about now is the road ahead for Tank. And it starts with Shakur. Anyway, what people can't stop talking about now is the road ahead for Tank. And it starts with Shakur. What do you think? Do you think we'll see the fights we actually want to see? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more updates.